Hello, friends. Welcome to my cozy corner of BookTube. My name is Sonia. My channel's name is Sonia with an I, and I thank you for being here today. Today, I'm going to talk about my cozy mystery series that I finished in 2023. Now, I will say, I was getting ready to do my best of 2023, and I had so many series that I knew the video would be 24 hours long, and nobody wants to watch a 24 hours video. So I thought, well, let's do this video and then stay tuned for the best of 2023. I had a wonderful reading year this year, and I cannot believe how many series I read. I read 11 series, like started to finish. Now, we're not going to talk about how many series I started and didn't finish, but we'll focus on this. I will also say, out of the 11, there was only one that I had already started, and that was just a continuance of a series that I started last year. So I cannot believe that I've binged. I'm a binger. Don't tell anyone. So this video is going to be a little long. Grab yourself, I'll give you a mug shot here. Grab yourself a cozy cup of coffee or some tea. Settle down and let's talk about books, okay? The very first in the series, I'm going to get a quick drink. The last of my Joffrey's mini mint peppermint mocha coffee. I will still drink peppermint mocha though during the year. I'm a mood reader. We've talked about this before. I'm a mood seasonal reader, but if I get my teeth into a series that I really like, I will binge it even though maybe it's out of season. But most of the time I like to save the seasonal books for the season. 11 series. Let's talk about them. Ready? Okay, the very first one is the Killer Chocolates Mysteries. This is by Christina Romeril. I saw an interview with Christina, and she's a very delightful interview with Beach Bum Bookworm. That's Tiffany's channel. She's my bestie. And she's probably responsible for all of the series that I've started this year. I blame her, but in a good way. So if you are a cozy mystery lover or a book lover in general, and you love someone who has a enthusiastic, fun, wonderful spirit, go check out Tiffany at Beach Bum Bookworm. Like, subscribe, support is free. She is wonderful. But she did this interview. I picked this book up because of the interview, and it is the Killer Chocolates Mystery. Christmas Candy Killing is the first one. I really liked the Christmas candy, their murder, their poison. They're not really poison, but they have poison names. Like there is strychnine strawberry. There is a salted caramel. Gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but it's all based on poisons. I think that part to me was super interesting. They have a murder mystery bookstore with this killer chocolate shop. I also love the uniqueness that the protagonists are twin sisters. That I really enjoyed. The one sister that is not as that you don't read her thoughts as much is the chocolatier, but there is a lot of description of making chocolate. They also reference Frankenmuth, Michigan, which I was just there in September. That's where they're from, but they moved to this other town, which is unique too, because normally, people come home and they're moving away, starting this business, whatnot. I did enjoy the mystery of this. I enjoyed the found family of this one. In this one particular, the main character makes friends with an older lady, and they share this beautiful friendship, and then the older lady ends up being the victim. I did not enjoy the relationship talk. There was a lot of that in this. I gave both of them 3 stars. There's only 2 thus far in the series. If the third one comes, I will read it, and then I will base whether I want to move on from there. The writing I found the writing interesting. When it wasn't talking about relationships, I was enjoying it. That's just me personally. So, great for Christmas time. Check this out if you are, if you're a seasonal reader. You can put this on your November, December list next year. And if you don't mind the season, this is a pretty good story. like I said, I like the mystery. I love the protagonist, the uniqueness of that. I love the shop. There was a lot of relationship in it for me. So the next one was the one that I had already started and caught up on. Jana DeLeon had 2 books come out in this series. I believe it's a series of 24. I'm completely caught up. It is the Misfortune series by Jana DeLeon. This is a favorite series of mine, of course, because I've read 24 books. You have to like it if you're reading 24 books. This, it isn't particularly like you're not baking cookies or talking about food or whatever in the story, though they do eat quite a bit. This story is about, her name is Fortune, and she is a CIA agent, and she gets discovered by the bad guys, basically, and she has to move to this little town and pretend she's somebody she's not. And the town is called Sinful, Louisiana. Very much in the bayou, very southern. She ends up befriending 2 ladies, and Ida Bell and Gertie. And they have some secrets of their own. And so it really is a phenomenal series. When I first started reading it, because I'm a cozy girly, I like the cozy, atmosphere. It wasn't especially, it didn't have the atmosphere I wanted. I was like, oh, I don't know. And after I read the first one, I kind of fell in love. I laugh out loud. I love the people they found. It's one of those uniqueness, like I like the main character, but the main character is not why I come back. It's the supporting characters. Shenanigans for days. Like some of the things, especially Gertie, some of the things they do remind me of my bestie and I. Like when we're their age, the thing we're going to do these things. Except I don't think I'll put dynamite in my purse, but hysterical. If you like a laugh out loud, there are some intense moments, but very enjoyable. Check this series out, especially if you're looking, especially if you're looking for a long series. I know readers who love the long series. They want something that they're going to have many, many books to read. They're big into like the Stephanie Plum series because there's so many. Or for me, the G.A. McKevitt series, Savannah Reed. There's 20 plus. I think there's almost 30. That to me is, if you like a long series, that's where I'd go. But this one, great series. She has a lot of kind of southern campy type series, and I'm here for it. I enjoyed it. The next one on my list is the Deep Dish Pizzeria Mysteries by Mindy Quigley. I gave this first one a 3-star. It was the main character lives in Geneva Bay, moves to Geneva Bay, Wisconsin, opens a deep dish pizzeria that kind of has a mob theme, which I think is cute. She's just out of a relationship, but they're still kind of on friendly terms. It was a good solid story. I had difficulty relating to or even kind of liking the main character at first because she's very type A. And I have a little type A, but I'm not. She's intense, and I found her a little sharp, sometimes a little mean. I wouldn't talk to people that way, but she does have a best friend named Sonia, and I totally approve of anybody who has a best friend named Sonia because they're the best friends to have. They do spell her name wrong though. I think hers is spelled with a Y, and it's really with an I, as you can see. So, anyway, I'm kidding. The series is solid. The first book was good for me. I give it a 3. The second book was the start for me. After I read the second one, I was like, okay, I love this series, and I will continue with the third one. As I said, I finished the series this year, even though there was a new one that just came out. Public Anchovy is the third one. I will be reading it very soon. So, check this series. Lots of pizza descriptions. Beware. Okay, you're going to get hungry, or you're going to eat some pizza. Good or bad, however you look at that. So, very good series. Butterball the cat. Like, I think that we're kindred. I really believe so. The next one is also I like food. This one is the Grilled Cheese Mystery Series by Linda Reily. This series is a cozy slice of life, mouth-watering descriptions, and I'm going to warn you. This is my warning label. You read this series. Make sure you went to the store and you have your bread and your cheese. You are going to make grilled cheese sandwiches, and you're going to eat grilled cheese sandwiches. The descriptions, like the freshness of the tomato as she's slicing it, and the smell of the basil, which I love the smell of basil. The main character is she's moves back to, I believe this is her hometown. She opens a grilled cheese shop, not a mystery, and there is, in the very first book, there's a possibility that she's going to have to close the grilled cheese shop. Somebody's buying the building. Of course, there's some murder and there's some mayhem. I like this main character because she is softer. She's very gentle. She is not the main character that's going to walk up to you and say, "Did you murder somebody?" She's not going to do that. The mystery kind of just unfolds in her lap. Now, don't get me wrong. Towards the end of this, once you start unfolding things, it gets a little intense. It's very suspenseful. Very well written. I enjoyed this. This was a solid 4, maybe even 4.5 star for me. I'm really looking forward to the next one, if there's a next one to come out. Not because I need to eat more grilled cheese sandwiches, but because I just really enjoyed the town, the community that was built, the people she works with. Linda Reily has the same ability that I just blanked on the author. I cannot believe this. The Bake Shop Mysteries. She has that same ability of making you love everybody that works in you. Like, you want to know what the workers are even doing in the community. She has that same writing ability. You care about that community. A lot of found family. Very good story. Check this one out. Just be warned. You're going to eat grilled cheese sandwiches. The next one was, this was probably my favorite series that I finished, to be honest, and it is the Poppy McAllister series by Libby Klien. The first one is Class Reunions or Murder. I chose this one to read because of the class reunion. I love a class reunion. I just do. Anything that has to do with high school. I have very fond memories of high school. The fact that her class reunion was in 1980 something means that she's a little older, which I liked that part too. The main character, Poppy, is her husband has passed, and she's having some difficulties dealing with it. She has a mother-in-law who needs to be thrown in a river, and she just decides that she's going to go back home and live with her elderly aunt. I love her aunt. I absolutely love her. She's hysterical. She decides, even before this, her best friend begs her to go to this class reunion because she was not going to go. And she ends up going. And then she realizes, like, her aunt has this beautiful old home that she grew up in. She grew up without parents. And her aunt raised her, and she realizes that her aunt is needing help. Like, she needs, and so in that whole, because she's grieving, and then she realizes, and she kind of is working through her grief. And it sounds really heavy for a cozy, but she's also a chef. So there's a lot of that, a lot of delicious things going on. I'm not doing a very good job describing this book. It's probably because I love it so much. It's like there's so many things about it that my head is just exploding. If you are looking for, it's cozy. It's definitely cozy. It has food descriptions and lots of beautiful, this takes place in New Jersey, like coastal New Jersey, very beautiful descriptions. The home, her Aunt Jenny. I love her. She, to me, is so funny, and she is sassy. If you like sassy older women, this is the book for you. She is sassy, and she's got it. She's here. She's old. She's aging. The main character, Poppy, I have a big heart for. She's been through some things very similar, and I I instantly related to her. You know, when you relate with somebody, you eventually feel like you're best friends. And Poppy and I would definitely be very good friends. Her best friend is one. I There's even romance in this. There is even a love. There's a love triangle. Even I still loved it. I still loved it. This is a 5-star series for me, and there was talk that it was ending soon, and then now I believe it's not. So I believe they're going to continue. So check this out. If you, as I said, if you like an older character, if you like an older character who's lived life, if you like a little slice of life cooking and baking and things, and she makes gluten-free things too. If you like a sassy older woman, you'll enjoy this one. I loved it. 5 stars for me. This was, like I said, this was probably my favorite binged series this year. My next series is the Catering Hall Mysteries by Meri DiRico. This is about the sleuth, or the main character, who her family was a mob family, but they're trying to clean their act up, and they open this catering hall. And if you enjoy the catering hall, wedding planner, event planner sort of situation, you'll like this. There is the main character is likable. She's hardworking, and she's determined, and she just wants to make the best of this catering hall situation. The first book I enjoyed. I gave it it was a solid 3 stars for me. The one that was a 5-star read for me was the Long Island Iced Tina. My bestie's name is Tina, so of course I just instantly was gravitated to me. But that to me was my favorite out of the series. The suspense is suspenseful, but there's still some cozy slice of life sort of things. There's some found family there. All of the things that I love in a cozy, this has. I also like that this cozy takes place in, it's not really a small town. It's I think it's New York. I'm pretty sure it is New York. And it takes, there's a lot of culture there too. There's there's an aunt that's there's a sassy elderly person in it that they live together. It's very cute. Check this out. It's by Ellen Byron. Meri DiRico is an Ellen Byron name. Ellen Byron is a wonderful cozy mystery author. One of the OGs, and this is a great series. So check it out. My next series was the one I started in January and binged heavily. It had the most books in it, and I finished it. I believe that it has, I want to say 15 books maybe, or 14. I might be wrong. But I started in January and ended in March, and I was heavily binging. But it is the Library Lovers Mystery. This is a well-loved in the cozy mystery community. Many people talk about Jenn McKinley, whether it's the Library Lovers, whether it's the Cupcake Bakery, whether it's the Hat Shop. She is very well loved. She's often the one that they compare to when they talk about cozy mysteries. If you enjoy a Jenn McKinley, or if you enjoy an Ellen Byron, she's one of the ones that they talk about often. In this story, or in this mystery, Lindsay moves to this town to become it's a seaside town in South Carolina. She becomes the library director, and she has a lot of obstacles to face. And one of the biggest obstacles is her coworker that they have nicknamed the Lemon. The Lemon is probably my favorite character. The growth and development of what happens with the Lemon is what keeps me coming back to the series. I like Lindsay. I like the found family. I like the community. I like the characters. I love the afternooners, the crafternooners club, where they get together at the shared space at the library and do crafts. And Lindsay stinks at crafts, but she still does it. And she's became friends with this group of women, and that I love too. That's the Lemon, and that's what keeps me coming back to the story. Though I do like the main character. There is romance in this. There was a couple of books where I thought it was a bit much. I didn't rate it super low, but for me it was just like it wasn't as enjoyable as some of the other ones. She's a wonderful writer. The writing is very nice. There's some suspense. There's some cozy moments. I enjoyed this one a lot. If you're looking for a longer series and a longer, solid, good, entertaining series, this is it. And I really enjoyed it. My next series is the Which Way Librarian series. I read this in the Halloween season, because Halloween is the season and not a time for me. Uh, the first one was Bait and Witch by Angela M. Sanders. Angela is a librarian for the Library of Congress, and she hears some information that she's not supposed to hear, so she has to go into hiding. So she goes to this small town where the library is in an old Victorian home, and she lives in that home, and she's the town librarian. If I were a single lady, that would be the job I would want. Anyway, this was a great series. The cat is adorable. It is paranormal. It has some magic in it. But to me, like, the books talk to her in the library. I loved that. I absolutely love that. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The first two books to me were solid 4-star books. I really, really liked it. The third book did not work for me. And what the change for me is it felt like the third book and the fourth book were more relationship, like romance relationship. I love the building of friendships in found family. The love interest and relationship, it seemed like it was more, to me, a paranormal romance than a cozy mystery. I did not enjoy that part. I did finish the series. Book 1 and 2 were excellent. Book 3 for me did not work. A lot of that also was the trope of the movie star coming to town, and then all the men become idiots and all the women become jealous, and I just don't care. I don't care for that at all. So that one didn't really work for me. The fourth one was okay, but still seemed very heavy in the, oh, what does he think? Oh, does he like me? Oh, I like him so much, but I think he likes somebody. I don't. That is just not for me personally. If that works for you, you will enjoy this series. If another book comes out, I will probably read the next one, but I hope that all of the relationshipy stuff gets ironed out and it gets kind of back to the roots of where it started, because at the beginning I really did love it. Great Halloween read, as I said. The next series that I read was it's another favorite. 12 Sleight's of Christmas. This is the Christmas Tree Farm mystery. It takes place in Rudolph. Nope. I'm getting my cozy mystery, Christmas mysteries mixed up. I believe this is in Mistletoe, Maine. Sorry about that. Rudolph is another cozy mystery series. I read a lot. This is by Jacqueline Frost, who is also Joanne Lindsay. And this is part of my Joanne Lindsay train that I have been on this year, and I'm not mad about it. It's been a wonderful journey. This takes place, as I said, in a Christmas tree farm, and the main character's parents run this Christmas tree farm, and there is a inn restaurant that is called Reindeer Games, and that is her hometown. The main character gets jilted, left at the altar sort of situation. She comes back home to kind of with her tail between her legs, lives with her parents, found family. There's community there. My favorite character is Cookie Cutter. She has a pet goat named Theodore, and they're the all-stars for me. I absolutely love them. The main character is in the first book, the main character to me, seemed a little immature, but that changes and it gets better for me. The fourth book, I think it was stalking around the Christmas tree, was my favorite. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that my bestie was the murder victim, and that's Beach Bum Bookworm. Check her out. But if you like Christmas, which if you've seen my shorts, I like Christmas a little. If you enjoy Christmas, this has Christmas with Christmas on the side and on the top and around and everywhere. It's just basically like Christmas just kind of exploded. I love it. I really do. I want to live in a Christmas town. I don't know if those exist, but I really want to live there. Great story, great murder, very No one writes suspense, and I will say this a bazillion times. No one writes suspense like Julie and Lindsay. It had me on my toes. It really was really good. If you are a seasonal or mood reader, put this one on your list at Christmas time. Or I mean, to me now it's still Christmas because for me it's January 6th. But if you enjoy that, read that. If you're not a mood reader, check this out anyway. This is, like I said, this is probably one of my favorite reads of the year. My next series is the Ice Cream Shop Mysteries. It is a Rocky Road to Ruin. I saw Meri Allen interviewed on Beach Bum Bookworms on her I just blinked totally on her YouTube channel. She was a delight. She was like being in a coffee shop with a friend kind of conversation. She was an absolute delight. So I rushed to read her Ice Cream Shop Mysteries, A Rocky Road to Ruin. This takes place in a dairy/ice cream shop. The main character comes back home to help her best friend because her best friend's parent passes away. Her parent owned this dairy and ice cream shop, and her best friend is an artist, and she does all this traveling, so she's having difficulty balancing it all out. So the main character goes and helps her out and runs the ice cream shop. In this, there is a murder, and she's going to become the sleuth and figure out. This series is very enjoyable. Great at in the summertime. You will eat ice cream. It's very likable. There's a lot of slice of life. She makes a lot of ice cream flavors that sound unique and interesting. There's a lot of detail with that. The main character is likable. She's not one that just comes up to people. That's probably something I don't like about a sleuth that just comes and asks people, "Did you murder this person?" That to me, I don't care for that. So, the found family is very much there. The parent that passed away was also very much a parent to the main character, whose mother had passed as well. Her father also lives in this town and runs a bookstore, and her father is a joy. Great. It's very small town, cozy, good solid 4-star series for me. I enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to the next one if and when it comes out. And last but most certainly not least is the Seaside Cafe Mystery by Bree Baker, who is also Julie and Lindsay, part of that journey I've been on. This takes place in the fictional town called Charm, and it's a seaside town, hence the Seaside Cafe. I always call it Tea by the Sea. And it has cozy. Oh, wow, cozy. Lots of descriptions of delicious teas. I did a little tea adventure this summer because of this book. I started adding fresh blackberries and mulling and doing all of these different sorts of things to my teas and really enjoying it because I was reading this and it made me want to try it. The main character is Everly. Her name is Everly Swan, and she's had a bad relationship. She's 28. 28 is the magic age. And she comes back home and to open a seaside tea shop. It's an iced tea shop, and which I like that because it's different than just like, an English tea shop. She opens an iced tea shop, and she's really working hard to kind of get people into the whole go have an iced tea, because people naturally gravitate towards coffee shops, as they should. But, getting people into the iced tea is kind of a unique thing. And she is having freebies, and there is a very cantankerous townsperson who doesn't want a tea shop, doesn't want, because it's in a historical home, and he doesn't want that. And he ends up drinking her tea, and then he's dead, and, murder investigation happens. Everly this book reminds me, it gives me a lot of Practical Magic vibes, because there's an elderly aunt, and it's not really magical, but the whole like family myth or the family legend that no one can fall in love, or, it will never work out. Like, if somebody falls in love, then they won't have a very long relationship. And she kind of believes this. And it guides it keeps her from forming relationships. So the series like I said, I binged it from beginning to end, so of course I enjoyed it. It's a solid 4.5 stars. It is ended. Like, there will be no more. I loved the tie-up. The tie-up was I was satisfied with it. Like, I felt like it was okay to leave this old friend. I love the seagull. His name is Lou, and if they made a stuffed animal of Lou, I would keep it. If you enjoy the Cider Shop Mysteries by Julie Ann Lindsay, you will enjoy this one. They're very, very similar. There is the 28-year-old, hardworking, delightful, wanting to make a business happen kind of main character. There is the older parents that step in when natural parents can't do the job. There are the coziness, the sheriff and the main character. There's the spark and the romance, but they butt heads, good best friends. It's very similar, but in a total good way. Check this one out. If you enjoy beautiful Seaside, if you like a good iced tea, if you enjoy practical magic, I think you probably will like this too. Even though this is not paranormal, it kind of has the vibe. So, like I said, check this one out. And with that, this is the end of my list. 11 series finished in 2023. I think that's pretty good. So thank you so much if you were still watching, if you've watched to the end, you are a trooper. Please, and if you have, leave a star or a book in the comments with an emoji to let me know that, hey, you hung in there with the team. So I appreciate it. With this, I am going to head on out. So have a wonderful day, and happy reading. Bye.